There is a moon in our solar system that looks impossible. It has rivers, it has clouds, it has rain. It has lakes and seas spread across its surface. But this is not Earth. This world is nearly 1 billion miles away, orbiting Saturn.
Its skies are orange, its surface is frozen, its air is thick, and its lakes are not filled with water. They are filled with liquid methane and ethane, the same kind of hydrocarbons humans use for fuel. This moon is called Titan. And now, scientists are asking a question that sounds like science fiction. Could Titan one day become a fuel station for deep space? A place where future missions stop, refuel, build materials, and travel even farther, towards Saturn's other moons, Uranus, Neptune, and the edge of the solar system. But Titan is not a paradise. It is freezing, it is distant, it is dark, and everything about it is strange. Still, NASA is preparing to send a flying robot there, a nuclear-powered rotorcraft called Dragonfly. And what it finds could change how we think about the future of space travel. This is the story of Titan, the alien moon that may hold the fuel of the future. Titan, the alien gas station. At first, Titan sounds familiar. It has weather, it has clouds, it has rain, it has rivers flowing across the surface, it has lakes and seas near its poles. In many ways, Titan is one of the most Earth-like worlds ever discovered. But the deeper scientists looked, the stranger Titan became, because Titan is Earth-like in structure, but alien in chemistry. On Earth, the rain is water. On Titan, the rain is methane. On Earth, rivers carve rock and soil. On Titan, rivers of liquid hydrocarbons flow across frozen water ice terrain. On Earth, lakes reflect the sun. On Titan, dark methane seas sit beneath an orange haze so thick that sunlight struggles to reach the ground. Titan is not warm enough for liquid water to flow on the surface. It is brutally cold, around minus 290 degrees Fahrenheit. At that temperature, water behaves like rock. But methane and ethane can behave like water. They can fall from the sky, they can gather in lakes, they can carve channels. They can evaporate, form clouds, and fall again as rain. Titan is like a distorted mirror of Earth, a world with a liquid cycle, but built from ingredients that belong in fuel tanks. Earth, water cycle. Titan, methane cycle. Titan is not just another moon. It is larger than the planet Mercury. It has a dense nitrogen-rich atmosphere, and beneath its frozen surface, scientists believe there may be an internal ocean of liquid water. That combination makes Titan one of the most fascinating worlds in the solar system. It has organics, it has energy sources, it has chemistry, it may have water deep below the surface, and that is why scientists care about it so much. Not because Titan looks alive, but because Titan may preserve chemical clues about how life begins. On early Earth, before life existed, chemistry had to become more complex. Simple molecules had to transform into more complicated molecules. Those molecules eventually helped build the foundation for biology. Titan may be a natural laboratory for studying that kind of chemistry. It is covered in carbon-rich organic material. Its atmosphere creates complex molecules. Its surface may hold clues about prebiotic chemistry, chemistry that happens before life. So Titan is not just a moon of Saturn. It is a time capsule, a frozen laboratory, a place where nature may be running chemical experiments on a planetary scale. Titan, organic chemistry world, a frozen laboratory. But there is another side to Titan, one that sounds almost unbelievable. Titan is filled with hydrocarbons. On Earth, hydrocarbons are found in oil and natural gas. They power cars, heat homes, make plastics, and support entire industries. On Titan, hydrocarbons are not buried deep underground in small pockets. They are everywhere. In the atmosphere, in the dunes, in the lakes, in the seas. Methane, ethane, propane-like chemistry, complex organic materials spread across the surface. To future explorers, that could matter. Because when humans travel deeper into space, fuel becomes one of the biggest problems. You cannot carry everything from Earth forever. Every kilogram launched from Earth costs energy. Every mission becomes harder when you must bring all your fuel, supplies, materials, and replacement parts from home.
That is why scientists study something called in situ resource utilization. It means using resources found at the destination. On the Moon, that could mean using water ice. On Mars, it could mean using carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. On Titan, it could mean using hydrocarbons, nitrogen, and water ice. In the far future, Titan's methane and ethane could become chemical feedstock. They could be used to make fuel. They could help make plastics and building materials. They could support industrial chemistry far from Earth.
This does not mean astronauts are landing tomorrow with a gas pump. This is not a NASA plan to build a station next year. But it does mean Titan may be one of the richest resource worlds in the outer solar system, and that makes it different from almost anywhere else we know. Methane plus ethane, future fuel? Future materials?
Imagine a future mission traveling beyond Saturn, to Uranus, to Neptune, to the icy moons of the outer solar system. Every mile farther from the sun makes the mission harder. Solar power becomes weaker. Communication takes longer. Fuel becomes more precious. Supplies become harder to replace. Now imagine a world in the middle of that deep space frontier that has thick air, abundant organic chemistry, surface liquids, and raw materials. That is why Titan is so interesting. It is not just a target. It could become a stepping stone. A place where future missions gather resources before going farther. A place where robotic factories could produce fuel. A place where explorers could manufacture parts instead of waiting years for Earth to send replacements. A place where the outer solar system becomes less unreachable. In that vision, Titan becomes more than a moon. It becomes infrastructure. A cosmic outpost, a fuel depot under Saturn's rings, a cold, orange gateway to the farthest worlds. Titan could be a gateway to the outer solar system. But before we get too excited, there is a brutal truth. Titan is extremely difficult. It is far from Earth. A mission to Titan takes years. The sunlight there is weak. The temperatures are so cold that machines must be carefully protected just to survive. Its lakes are not friendly blue water. They are cryogenic hydrocarbon seas. Its atmosphere is thick, but not breathable. Its surface may be rich in organics, but it is also alien, frozen, and dangerous. And there is another problem. Titan may be rich in carbon, nitrogen, hydrogen, and oxygen trapped in water ice, but it may be poor in heavier elements like metals near the surface. That means future builders might still need to bring important materials from somewhere else. Titan has potential, but it is not magic. It is not a ready-made space city. It is a hostile world that would require technology far beyond anything humans have built there. Mining, refining, power generation, chemical processing, radiation-resistant systems, cryogenic machinery, autonomous robots that can survive years in darkness and cold. Titan could be useful, but it will not be easy. The problem? Distance, extreme cold, low sunlight, no easy industry. Before humans can ever think about using Titan's resources, we need to understand Titan itself. That is where NASA's Dragonfly mission comes in. Dragonfly is not a rover. It is a flying rotorcraft, a drone-like spacecraft designed to land on Titan, take off again, and fly to different locations. That is possible because Titan's atmosphere is thick and its gravity is low. Flying there may be easier than flying on Mars. Dragonfly will not search for fuel stations. Its mission is scientific. It will study Titan's surface materials. It will examine its chemistry. It will investigate its geology. It will measure its atmosphere. And it will look for clues about prebiotic chemistry and habitability. Dragonfly is expected to launch no earlier than 2028 and arrive in the 2030s. When it gets there, it could become one of the most important planetary missions ever attempted. Because for the first time, we will not just see Titan from orbit. We will fly across it. A machine from Earth will rise into orange skies, cross alien dunes, land on frozen ground, and sample a world that may resemble the chemistry of early Earth. Dragonfly will be our scout. Not for a colony, not for a gas station, but for knowledge. And knowledge is the first step toward everything else. NASA Dragonfly, a flying robot on Titan. Launch NET 2028. So, could Titan really become the gas station of the solar system? The honest answer is not soon. Maybe not for centuries.
But scientifically, the question is not ridiculous.
Titan has resources. It has a thick atmosphere, it has hydrocarbons, it has water ice, it has organic chemistry. It has conditions unlike any other world we can reach. The challenge is technology.
Can future missions extract methane and ethane? Can they convert local materials into useful fuel? Can they produce oxygen from water ice? Can they build machinery that survives Titan's cold? Can they operate so far from Earth with limited communication?
If the answer is yes, Titan could become one of the most valuable worlds in deep space, not because it is comfortable, but because it has ingredients. And in space, ingredients are everything. Fuel means motion, materials means construction, chemistry means possibility. Titan may be hostile, but it may also be useful. Not soon, but possible. For most of human history, the outer solar system was just a place to look at. Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, distant worlds, beautiful but unreachable. But Titan changes the story. Titan is not just a dot in the sky.
It is a world with weather, a world with liquids, a world with organic chemistry, a world with lakes you could map, clouds you could watch, and landscapes you could fly across.
And maybe one day, a world where future explorers could stop, refuel, and continue deeper into space. That is what makes Titan so dramatic. It sits under Saturn's shadow, wrapped in orange haze, hiding seas of alien fuel beneath its sky. It is both a scientific mystery and a future resource.
A moon that may help us understand the chemistry that led to life, and maybe help humanity travel farther than ever before. Titan may be the key to the outer solar system.
Titan is one of the strangest places humans have ever discovered. It is familiar and alien at the same time. It has rain, but not water rain. It has seas, but not water seas. It has chemistry that may resemble the early steps toward life, and resources that could one day support missions beyond Saturn.
Maybe Titan will remain only a world of science, a place where Dragonfly searches for clues about chemistry, atmosphere, and habitability. Or maybe far in the future, Titan becomes something more. A deep space outpost, a fuel depot, a gateway to the outer planets, a moon where the next era of exploration begins. For now, Titan waits, cold, orange, silent, wrapped in haze. And somewhere in that alien darkness, rivers of fuel still flow.
Titan, the alien moon that could fuel the future. And that is the story of Titan, the alien moon that could one day become the gas station of the solar system.
Subscribe to Infinite Science for more cinematic stories about space, science, and the future of humanity. Because the universe is not just full of mysteries, it may also be full of places that can help us reach the next one. Infinite Science, Space, Earth, the future.